Let us now take the second model from directions. In certain questions from this topic, Pythagoras theorem needs to be applied to get the answer. So before taking up an example, let us understand what is Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is applicable for right angle triangles. In a right angle triangle, that is, one of the angles is 90 degrees. The side which is opposite to right angle is called as hypotenuse. Now assuming that the length of these three sides are A, B and C as shown, as per Pythagoras theorem, the hypotenuse square should be equal to the sum of the squares of the adjacent sides. That means C squared should be equal to A squared plus B squared. Or we can say that C is equal to root over A squared plus B squared. So this point will be useful in solving certain questions from directions. Let us now take an example based on this concept. The question is, a person started moving towards west and stopped at point P after covering 10 kilometers. He then takes a right turn and stopped at point Q after covering 12 kilometers. Finally, he takes a left turn, covers 6 kilometers and stops at point R. What is the distance between the starting point and the stopping point? So here again, the movement of a person is given to us and we are supposed to find out the distance between the starting point and the stopping point. So as discussed earlier, let us first trace the movement of the person as given in the question. The first statement here is a person started moving towards west and stopped at point P after covering 10 kilometers. So let us assume that this is the starting point of the person. And as given in the question, the person moved towards west and covers a distance of 10 kilometers and stops at point P. So this point can be taken as point P. And this is the starting point of the person. Now after stopping at point P, he takes a right turn and stopped at point Q after covering 12 kilometers. So from point P, he takes a right turn. Now as we know that he is actually moving in the direction of west, right turn would be towards top on paper. So he takes a right turn, that is, he now starts moving towards north and covers a distance of 12 kilometers. So let us assume this distance is 12 kilometers. And stopped at point Q. So this point can be taken as point Q. Finally, he takes a left turn. Now as we can see, the person is moving towards north and he takes a left turn, that is nothing but left on paper, and covers a distance of 6 kilometers. So he takes a left turn, covers a distance of 6 kilometers and stops at point R. So he finally stops at this point R. What is the distance between the starting point and the stopping point? So the starting point is as shown here and the stopping point is the point R. And we are supposed to find out the distance between these 2 points. As you can see here, the distance between the starting point and the stopping point can actually be obtained by making a right angle triangle. So assuming that this is the right angle triangle, the distance between starting point and the stopping point is nothing but the length of the hypotenuse. So we can say that the distance between the starting point and the ending point can be obtained only if we know the other two lengths of this right angle triangle. Assuming that the distance between the starting point and the ending point is C, this length is A and this length here is B. So C can be calculated only when we know the lengths B and A. Now A here is nothing but 12 kilometers as these two lengths are parallel to each other. So A will be equal to 12 kilometers and B is nothing but the total length from starting point to the point here. And that can be taken as the sum of 10 kilometers plus 6 kilometers as these two lengths are parallel to each other. So B will be equal to 16 kilometers as it is the sum of 10 plus 6, 16. Now, by applying Pythagoras theorem to this right angle triangle, we can say that C squared should be equal to A squared plus B squared. And A here is nothing but 12. So 12 squared plus 16 squared, since b is equal to 16. And this total comes out to be 144 plus 256. So very clearly c squared is equal to 400. And from this we can say that the length c will be root over 400, that is 20. And as the units given are kilometers, this can be taken as kilometers. So we can say that the distance from starting point to the stopping point R will be equal to 20 kilometers. So friends, this is how Pythagoras theorem can be applied in certain questions to get the distance between the two given points.